Yo, welcome to the Vibe Provider podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin Friel, and I got a good episode for you today. Today's topic is going to be, am I the a-hole? But as always, before we get into the topic, we always do like life update, current hyper-fixations, etc. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm laying in a king-size bed right now because in our little podcasting room, it's kind of like office slash podcast room slash guest room. Since we've been having so many guests come through this summer, I am just leaving it into a bed because it's going to be used this weekend, I think. So anyways, so I'm cozy right now on the pod. I have a lot to say for life update. It's nothing crazy. It's just got a lot to say. I recently got back from my family reunion and it went good. Cousins were having the time of their lives. They were staying up late. We were getting ice cream from Edaline Dairy every day. If you're from Northern Washington, it's a dairy. It's like an ice cream store and there's several locations. So if you are in Blaine, Linden area, hit it up. I did purchase some merch, so I will be rocking the Edaline Dairy t-shirt. But so the grandkids got to get ice cream every day. We went berry picking. We did all three. We went berry picking. We got raspberries, strawberries, blueberries. We were eating them right off the plant. It was delicious. They were warm from the sun. There were no sour berries. I love. Washington berries are elite. I will say that. We went swimming in like a cute little swimming hole in the middle of a forest, and it was amazing. And my brothers and sister-in-law cliff jump. It was like 30 feet high. They're so cool. We went to the North Cascades National Park, and it was the first time I've ever gone, and it was stunning. There was a lake, and it literally looked like... Was it Diablo Lake? Gosh, I should have looked it up. It looked like we were in Banff, Canada. It's like a glacier lake. It's like teal blue. It's so pretty. But we also went to Canada. There was a water park like 20 minutes from my parents' house, but my parents live right on the border of Washington and Canada. So there was like a community center in Abbotsford that had a sick outdoor water park. So we took the grandkids there. They had a blast. Adults had a blast. And we went to this place called Bulk Barn. I saw this TikTok of this Canadian TikToker. She is so darling. She's super cute. She made a TikTok about going to Bulk Barn. And when I saw it, I was like, I need to go. I looked it up, saw that there was one super close to my parents' house, and I was like, I will be going to Bulk Barn. Bulk Barn is, if you've ever been to Winco, where they have the bulk section and everything's in like barrels and they have like a scoop and you just like scoop everything into bags and weigh it. That's what Bulk Barn was. Everything was in barrels. Everything got scooped out. Everything got weighed. They had every color sprinkle, every color sprinkle you can imagine. They had dog treats. They had like seasonings and flour and things like that. But they also had candy. And that's why we were there. She was trying candies and was like, oh, I have to get some of these and some of those. And so I was like, okay, I want to try those too. So I go and I get some of the things that she got in her TikTok. I can confirm most of them were nasty. So that was kind of a bummer. But it was so fun. The grandkids were loving it, but as they should, because they were literally in a store with barrels of candy. So there were a few good things I tried. But it's one of those things that like you only have to do once. I've been to Bulk Barn, so now I don't really feel like I need to go back. But one thing I do want to try is Swedish candy. I've been on like Swedish candy TikTok or something, and I would love to try. So if I'm in LA or like New York City soon, I will be trying to find Swedish candy, and I do want to try. Okay, but moving on back to family reunion. Oh, Okay, one fun thing I did. So before my mom knew we were coming out, she bought tickets to a movie at the orchestra. So for Christmas time, she saw Home Alone, and the orchestra played the music for Home Alone. So you're watching the music. So you're watching the movie, but listening. But the soundtrack is played by the orchestra. She said it was amazing, and I believed her. But she bought tickets to Pirates of the Caribbean, where the orchestra plays the soundtrack, and she didn't know that we would all be in town. So instead of her going with my dad stayed home and chilled with like the grandkids and my siblings and their spouses. And my mom and I did like a mother daughter date in Vancouver, BC, Canada. We drove up and had dinner at an Italian restaurant. I think it was called Italian Kitchen. And we got this like pasta sampler. It was awesome. Then it was so close to the theater, or it was like where the orchestra plays. It's not like a movie theater. So you go and you walk in, and it's like kind of where like they have like Broadway plays or where the orchestra plays. And the orchestra is sitting on the stage, and then there's a movie screen that has come down from the ceiling. And so you're watching it there, but the orchestra's underneath the movie playing. It was crazy. And I will say Pirates of the Caribbean has an amazing soundtrack, and so it was so cool to hear the orchestra play live for the music. I loved it. And it's so crazy that they play for that long. There is an intermission, but still, that's like, I think Pirates is like over 2 hours. So these people are playing the whole time. And there's like a lot of music in Pirates. It was so great. If you're ever in Vancouver, BC, um, and they have like a movie night where the orchestra plays, you should go. I think my mom said the tickets were only like $27 or so. It would make such a fun girls' night, a fun date night. Honestly, there were a lot of people there by themselves. So keep that in mind when you're in Canada, and especially in Vancouver, BC. I don't know if they play it, if they do that everywhere, but in Vancouver, the orchestra has a lot of movie nights, so that's awesome. And then we drove home and we hit Tim Hortons for a Timbit run. I grew up a little bit in Ohio, and there's a Tim Hortons by my house growing up, and it's a Canadian like chain. It's like a donut coffee shop. It's kind of like Dunkin' Donuts, I guess. Um, and Timbits and the Timbits are so good. They're just like donut holes, and I loved them. I would always get Timbits if we ever stopped at Tim Hortons. And so I told my mom, on the way home, we have to hit a Tim Hortons to get some Timbits. We did. The chocolate ones are the best. And we just had the best night. It was one of those nights that was like a core memory for me and hopefully for my mom, but it was a great night. I'm so glad she took me. Um, but overall, for the family reunion, it was so fun. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Me and my sister-in-laws and my mom did a favorite things, and we will be making that into a tradition. So I only have brothers, so I have all sister-in-laws. So each of us bought 4 items, and we left with 4 items. So I brought um ghost hair oil, which Ellie from one of my very first episodes recommended, and I have been loving it, and I finally finished my first hair oil. So I love it. I use it every time I wash my hair, and if my hair is feeling dry, I use it. So I brought that for my favorite thing. My sister-in-law Emily brought refillable olive oil containers that like you can keep by your stove and like drizzle it into the pan. I love it. She got it from Target. It was only like $10. Our limit was like 10-ish dollars. So Emily brought that. I loved. My sister-in-law Chelsea also like every favorite thing was awesome. But my sister-in-law got it was like a silicone popcorn bowl. So you put the kernels at the bottom, you put the lid on, and you put it in the microwave and pop your popcorn. And you can put like butter on it, you can put like seasoning on it. And so I'm so excited to use it. I actually have kernels and everything ready to go. So I will report back when I use that. I already have my olive oil thing right by my um stove. Then my sister-in-law Tilly, she brought I think it's called NYX hair fiber or eyebrow fiber gel. Amazing. It like holds your eyebrows in place, but it also like gives it some color, makes them look fuller. And she got like the perfect color for all of us. I've used that and I really, really like it. And then my mom brought silicone baking cups that she uses for everything. She uses them for baking, she uses them to freeze things in. So silicone cupcake liners. That was all of them. So we all left with all of those things and we all had a blast and we're like, we will be doing this at every family reunion. And I'm so excited. And we also said that we should get the oldest grandkids are all girls, and so it'd be like how fun if we like include them too when they get older. Anyways, so I totally suggest you having a favorite things party with like your girlfriends or like your girl family members. It was such a blast. And I'm really actually looking forward to doing it every time we have a family reunion. But guys, I just have so much to say, I guess, with the family reunion and then coming back home. I'm literally having like another fun week right in a row. So my niece Kaylee, she lives in Utah County. She works at Bath and Body Works, but she can't take time off during the holidays, which valid because everyone needs their pumpkin spice candles and their winter candles and Christmas presents in the Q4. But so she has some time off she wants to take. So she ended up taking this whole week off and has been hanging with me and Claw, and it's been a blast. She's 23 and she's just like so fun to hang with. So we have been playing card games. She is a gamer girly. She loves to play card games. She loves to play board games. So one day we were playing like Phase 10 and her and Kala went to H Mart, which just came to Utah. It's an Asian, like I think a Korean grocery store, and everyone's been loving it. So they went there. We've been playing games, Phase 10, and then we hung out with my friend Missy, and we just had a blast. And we got Jurassic Taco, and if you've never been there, it's so amazing. It's in Utah. They have a ton of locations, and then today we went tubing with some of my friends who are in town from Denver. And then we got Penguin Brothers, which is like cookie pazookies with ice cream on it. And then we had smash burgers for dinner. And then we also played another card game. And then tomorrow we're having like a lake day. And we're going to have our other family members there. And we're going to have lunch at the lake. And then Saturday, I can't remember what we're doing on Saturday, but we are just having one fun thing after another. And so it was so fun to like have the family reunion and then come home and then just like another fun week. It's definitely feeling like summertime. And you guys know, like a couple of episodes ago, I was like, I'm panicking. I'm not doing enough for summer. So it's been exciting to have 2 fun summer filled weeks right in a row. And I just want to keep the good energy going. But one fun thing is I'm seeing Niall Horan this Saturday. So I'm excited. I'm not like a super fan. Like I don't know a ton of his songs. I only know like his bangers, like the ones that hit the radio or like the most popular ones. So I need to like do a quick like hear all the songs before I go on Saturday night. So I'm excited. I'm doing that with some friends. But other than that, guys, summer is freaking fun. Kala is ready for fall and I am not. I kind of was like so taken aback when he said that. And I was like, summer is where I thrive. And you're like wishing it away and wanting fall. But I'm having so much fun. I can't believe it's like getting to be the end of July and I'm like getting a little bit depressed. But we're not going to focus on that. We're focusing on 2 fun summer weeks right in a row. But that's it for life update. That was a lot. So if you're still here, wow, you're a homie. You're a real one. Love you for life. Let's move on to current hyperfixations. I got invited to a ball. And my current hyperfixation is finding a dress for the ball. So it's actually a Jessica K enchanted ball that like they're putting on, and Jessica K is a dress company that has like super beautiful, extravagant, like totally extra dresses. And since I got invited, I want to pick one of the dresses from their website. And I went and tried some on, and I thought it was going to be like so hard. I'm not like a really super fancy dressy person, so I tend to always like be way more casual. And I thought like finding a dress would be like difficult, but no, I have four options. I cannot decide. I cannot decide what to do. I have one favorite, but of course I've been asking everyone like what dress should I wear? And everyone's answer is all different, and I literally don't know what to do. So that's kind of like I keep watching the videos. I like took videos in the dresses and like took pictures, and I don't know what to do. And I keep looking at them thinking that like I'm just going to make up my mind, but I'm super indecisive. So, I'm just fixating on that. And my other current hyperfixation is what I'm going to wear to the Olivia Rodrigo concert. I recently got tickets from a friend. They unfortunately couldn't make it to the concert, and they posted that they were selling their tickets, and I literally jumped on that. I was like, "Me, please, let me purchase them." So, I'm going to Olivia Rodrigo, and I'm so excited, but I don't know what to wear because I don't want to sweat to death, but I also want to look so cute and fun. So I'm just like, I don't want to buy anything new. So I'm just trying to see what I can like work into a fun outfit with what I have. So wish me luck. But I think about what I should wear every day. Okay, but that's it for current hyperfixations. And sometimes I talk about like my favorite things on social media right now. And one of my favorite trends on TikTok is I am no man's peace. And it's like a screenshot of like a Twitter post. And then when you swipe, it's like some girl's savage response to a man. And I love them. Like I always swipe and I always read them, and I'm like, go girl. Like I could never think of something so good like these girls think of. It's always a screenshot of their messages. So this is a message to a guy. And she said, "Do you ever look at yourself in the mirror and think, I'm not tall enough to be acting like this?" That's so savage. I like for people who can think up stuff like that is amazing to me because I could never. Something else. I guess this is kind of like a current hyperfixation, but something I'm also watching on social media is one of my favorite TikTokers, Tiana. She was dating an NFL football player, and his name was Cody Ford. And I just like didn't think they were like a super compatible match, but that was just like totally my opinion. And because he just was like not obsessed with her, he was not channeling obsessed, he was not channeling Ken. And so, anyways, they didn't work out. And so like so many speculations were going on when they like broke up, and like they were supposed to get married, they were engaged, and it like turns out he like cheated on her. But she went on Alex Earl's podcast called Hot Mess, and I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to listen to it because those two are both I like both of those girls, Alex Earl and Tiana, and so I'm excited to watch it. I think it's going to be a super good podcast episode, but I feel like she's going to spill all, and honestly, it's going to be like heartbreaking that Cody did not see like what he had and that like he would cheat on. Anyways, and one, I don't know anything about either of them personally, just whatever they post online. But it's still something that like I'm like, oh my gosh, it's all over my For You page. So, and lastly with social media is Jared McCain. And he was a freshman basketball player for Duke. He's so cute. He's so funny. He is like has the best social media slash TikTok presence. And he like paints his nails, and he's so fun and so cute, and he like does TikTok dances. But he got drafted to the NBA for the Philadelphia 76ers. And anyway, I guess he's like blowing up in summer league. Like he's doing so well. And it's so funny because on TikTok, he's like so like chill and non-threatening, and then like when he plays basketball, he's like popping off. It's like, I am just telling you now, I'm jumping on the bandwagon, and I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan, and I will be jumping team to team wherever he goes. He is now my new favorite basketball player. I love. He's so cute and fun. You heard it here first. This is now a 76ers fan account. But that's all with social media. Nothing really crazy going on, except I do be loving that I am no man's peace trend. But moving on to topic time, everybody, because I be yapping. Today's topic is, am I the a-hole? And I have two stories, and we're gonna decide if these people are the a-hole. Okay, so here's the first one. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister she has no friends because of her attitude? I, 17 male, and my sister, 14 female, haven't had a very good relationship in a while. When I was a kid, I was pretty mean to her. Our parents are both pretty toxic. We have a narcissistic mother and an emotionally unavailable and unstable father. Our mom is a recovering alcoholic, and we're both pretty messed up about our childhood. I've been in therapy for years, working on my trauma and harmful behavior, and have a tentative diagnosis of a couple different disorders. Point is, I've been working on it. For the most for the past couple of years, though, she's been really awful. She takes everything as a personal attack. Even just asking her to clean up her dishes will be met with an extremely aggressive response. She's verbally aggressive towards our whole family, threatens us, calls us names, among other things. I take it the worst. I take the worst of it usually. Just the other day, she started screaming at me and calling me annoying and worthless for breathing too loud. My parents keep telling me to just ignore her, but if I ignore her, I get the same response. She treats her friends like garbage and then is devastated when they drop her, saying she did nothing wrong. Middle school is really difficult. I was a mess in middle school, and I took it out on people I care about. We got into a fight the other day, a really bad one. She was saying really horrible things to me that I won't repeat, but even my older sibling was shocked at the sheer cruelty of the things she was saying. I told her, this is why you have no friends, because you treat everyone like garbage. My parents said I was wrong of me to say that because she's very sensitive about being lonely. I feel really bad. Am I the a-hole? No. You're not. She shouldn't be treating people like that. And I think some people need a reality check. In here, this guy says that he's been going to therapy, hoping that she is too, because if like they had the same traumatic childhood, then like she has a lot of things I'm sure she needs to work through as well. But let me preface, I am no therapist, nor am I close to it, but this is just all my opinion. I think she deserved it. I think that there were times when my siblings had to like give me a reality check. I think when they said this is why you have no friends because you treat everyone like garbage is like a pretty good response. And I think that was pretty not crazy for like that sibling being so psycho at them. I don't know, maybe I'm the a-hole too. I think the response is fine. And I think she needs a reality check. And I think sometimes when you say it as like it is, it almost helps them like fix their behavior quickly so like they won't be lonely and that they will have friends. But anyways, that's just my opinion. Next. Okay, we'll do one more because I was yapping during favorite things. I was yapping during life update, so I won't talk forever, but this last one says, am I the a-hole for not caring that my roommate doesn't want me to walk around in the mornings? I live in a shared house on the second story. I've lived here a month and for the first time met my other roommate. She normally stays in her room and completely avoids me. But this morning around 6:30 a.m., I go to the fridge for food and say, "Hello," and she's holding up her phone recording me. She's never even introduced herself before this. She says, "Do you work early? Is this why you're always walking around in the morning?" She was super mad and I apologized and said I didn't know I walked loud and even wear socks to not wake up everyone else. My other upstairs roommate also gets up early, but she was still mad and didn't even reply and walked back to her room. I don't stomp and I try to be extra quiet already, but she is on the first floor and chose to be there. The floorboards do creak. Am I the a-hole for walking slash getting ready? Otherwise, I'd just have to change and get ready at the gym slash work, and I think that not walking is ridiculous. I used to live on a first floor room and had a roommate who walked around all hours of the night. He was a nurse, and I thought it was his right to walk around. I didn't care. Am I the a-hole for thinking I should be able to walk however much I want anyway? Yeah, dude, that's just how it goes. You gotta live. And if they had a big enough issue with the walking around in the morning, they would say, like, hey, do you mind if we switch rooms? I'll live upstairs, you live downstairs, and then boom, it's problem solved. You're not the a-hole at all. Yeah, there's solutions, and if it's bad enough, they'll be willing to make those changes. So that's what I think. Um, wear earplugs? I don't know. Like, there's so many. We could think of examples right now. Boom, wear earplugs. Number two, switch rooms with them. You live upstairs now. Then, boom, you don't have people walking around. Three, live by yourself. Four, take melatonin. I don't know. Now we're getting ridiculous. But, anyways, there's ways to solve that problem. And whenever they're sick of it, they'll be willing to, like, change. Yeah, and if you have roommates, they can't expect like you work in the morning. So what do they expect you to do? Get ready in bed? Anyways, you're not the a-hole. Both of these stories, I feel like those people are not the a-hole. But I love listening to those kinds of stories. I'm curious to see if you guys agree with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.